The Christie administration considering a revival of the scrap metal industry. You may remember the former Free National Movement's temporary ban on scrap metal last year when the 2011 Pawnbrokers and Second-Hand Dealers Act regulated scrap metal export and required all scrap metal businesses, including gold, to be licensed under the Business License Act. The new law allowed business owners or dealers engaged in the scrap metal export to verify their customers' identification and maintain records of all transactions. Scrap metal export businesses were also monitored by a police-designated administrator. Additionally, the law enabled police to view record entry and seize and forfeit articles included in the inventories of scrap metal establishments. Small business and major corporations like ZNS and BEC were last year targeted by thieves as they sought to cash in on scrap metal like copper or gold items. Prime Minister Perry Christie says the government is now considering restarting the scrap metal industry to boost our economy.
We just had an application from a steel producing company wanting to manufacture steel, and in the process of discussions with them as they were talking about making application to be based in Freeport, they committed to buy all of the scrap metal that anyone could find at the same prices that people would get when they export the scrap metal. So we are in the process of, in the context of economic development and new businesses and job creation, we're looking at that.
Although reviving the scrap metal industry wasn't a priority in the Christie administration's 100 days in office, the Prime Minister is pleased that his government was able to accomplish most of the items on their list during the milestone last week. He singled out the critical need to reduce the cost of energy.
We met with another group who indicated that they would want to be able to demonstrate to us how they could significantly reduce the cost of electricity. Why is that important? Because they exist in many countries in power generation. So we are working assiduously, because I can tell you without fear of contradiction that the cost of energy, the cost of electricity, is one of the really handicapping obstacles to our economy in Grand Bahama, and our economy here, but also domestically. You know, too many Bahamians are unable to meet the cost of electricity. It's just too high, and we have to use every bit of our abilities to investigate solar, wind,